I wrote this poem to celebrate the freedom of Darwen moors, when Darwen moors were opened up to the people of the town in 1896, and I've called this poem The Century Past. 300 people arose today, and they shook their weary shanks to set out to walk the moorland May, and to issue up their thanks to those gallant people who, 100 years ago, put up such a fight, their way down in London town, and they granted us the right to the freedom which we now enjoy, to walk on Darwen Moor. My God, they were heroes, though most of them are poor. A gold watch was pawned to raise the fare, to get them to the city, to them present to Parliament. Folk added money to their kitty. Our townspeople needed to escape back then from all the dust and smoke, and to feel the thrills of the distant hills which were denied to working folk. Hip hip hooray, they won the day, it was their shining hour, and that is why up on high we gathered neath Darwen Tower. For 1 year short of a century it has stood above our town, and we're proud to say that its cladding has never fluttered down. Up in the clouds it stood there proud, having withstood winter's blast, 500 feet above the town, a structure built to last. So we said thanks then to those gallant men who hailed from Darwen town, and though a century passed, your vows still last, we'll never let you down. For in the spring we will walk the ling and the heather in September, recalling twice your sacrifice, which we always will remember.
my great pleasure to introduce to you someone who really needs no introduction whatsoever, your local MP, Janet Anderson, who's going to say a few words.
Thank you very much. Well, I think it would be nice to let people know how this morning came about, and it was born out of a lunch at Blakey's, I think about just over a year ago, and Eddie and I and one or two other people were there, and we thought it would be really nice to celebrate in some way the granting of public access to the Darwen Moors. So that's how this morning has come about, and can I just say thank you very much to everyone who has come here this morning to join us in what is really a very historic event. And maybe it's something we could repeat every year, which I think would be rather nice. And this morning we're going to follow a new route which has been devised by Eric Hatton. And I've just asked Eric what it's like, and he says it's very steep and you'll probably need a stick. So I hope you're all feeling very fit. I'm not sure that me and my family will be up to it. We'll do our best, but we did have a curry in the Taj Mahal very late last night. Anyway, can I just say thanks very much. I think we're all looking forward to the walk, and we'll, when we get up to the tower, there's a band there to greet us. And I think I'd just like to say thank you very much to everyone at the town hall, everyone at our council who's made this popular. And I think, yet again, this shows their real commitment to the town of Darwen. And I'm sure all of us are very, very grateful for that and all the hard work that our councillors put in on our behalf. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you very much, Janet. Now, just one or two points of information before we set off, and we're about to go any minute now. Health and safety issues. Please do follow the countryside code. Keep any dogs on leads once we get up onto the moors. Don't allow them to worry the livestock that may be up there, and so on. Leaflets on the walk are available from any borough council office who are handing out, and officers who are handing out copies to the crowd. So you should get a leaflet as you set off, and if you haven't, look out for someone who can give you one. And of course it gives you details of how to get back again, which is quite important. Okay, so that's it. I'd like to just introduce Eric Hatton, who Janet has mentioned, who's going to lead the walk for us. Eric, I think you want to say a word or two, and then we're away.
I'm not going to keep you except to say that we have full access to the top of the moor from Sunnyhurst right through to Lord's Hall on the one side, to the ridge over this side overlooking the town, and over to Stepbike, entirely due to the work of our public-spirited citizens 100 years ago who fought for it and the charter was reprinted. Now let's go on the walk and enjoy it. Come with me.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get on with it. It's getting a bit cooler, in spite of not being able to find the chairman of the Community Leisure Committee. Hope we didn't do a dive off the top. Right. Can I thank you again for all making the effort. It's been a wonderful turnout. And thank the Mayor and the Consort. And once again ask Janet Anderson MP to say a few words and to unveil the plaque to mark this memorable occasion. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Eddie. Well, someone has just told me a story which I think sums it up really as far as Darwen Tower is concerned. And she was telling me how her great-grandmother pawned her great-grandfather's best suit for 1 shilling. And when he came home from work and she told him that he'd done that, she said, "I'm going to give this shilling to help to build Darwen Tower, and we'll take it out of your wages at the end of the week." So that was how he got his suit back. But I think it's a nice story, and it illustrates the community spirit that we still have in Darwen today. And this tower was built by public subscription. It cost £650 and it was built in 1897. So I think that, since the band obviously want to get on with it, can I just say that there should be some way of commemorating this occasion today, and it gives me great pleasure to unveil this plaque on Darwen Tower. Thank you all for coming. You will all get a certificate, so don't go yet.
Right, thank you very much, Janet. And now may I ask Councillor Dave Smith, who's now been found at last and didn't commit suicide, Chair of the Community and Leisure Services Committee, to say a vote of thanks. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks very much, Eddie. I'd just like to say a vote of thanks to everyone, first of all, for turning up here, and to certain organisations and individuals in particular. Apparently I've been told that I'm quite qualified to do this, as my great-granddad actually built the top of the tower when it was first built back in the 19th century. So I'd just like to, obviously, first of all, thank Janet Anderson, who's actually at this, all this occasion's idea was about a year ago now. We had a meeting in Blakey's, and in order to commemorate this great event, we decided this is the sort of thing we'd do. So I'd just like to thank the Countryside Ranger Service, the Rosendale 4x4 Club, the Bolton Mountain Rescue Team, the Darwen Amateur Radio Club, Scouts, Blackburn Darwen Band, Super Scan Appeal, and of course, I'd just like a big round of applause for Eric Hatton. I just think Eric would like to say a few words, so thanks very much.
A few words indeed. I'm very pleased to see you all here in your thousands. It's taken us 15 years to get the footpath put in, but it's here. I hope you'll all continue to enjoy walking on the moors. With 4 other trails which are in preparation in leaflet form, which you will get to the tower from any part of the town, which hopefully we'll see before the celebrations on the tower, which is next year. I look forward to seeing you all then. Thank you for coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there is a certificate for everybody who has ventured out today on this walk, and there's a table set around by the band there, and the Mayor and our Vice Chair, Councillor Cathy Ramsden, are going to hand out the certificates. There are balloons and badges for the youngsters, so please, if you'll form an orderly queue, you'll get your certificates. Thank you.
I think we got it all together. I may have some misspelling of names like Welch and Walsh.
Now I'm going to, but then I would be secret and I can tell
Hold it to the camera again, nice and happy at the back there, straight into me again, there we go, couple more like that. I'm probably the only person here who's nothing to do with the tower whatsoever. But seriously, I'm from the town hall and the director of the council's leisure department, and tomorrow, of course, we're helping to organise the big event. And it's really just to brief you, if you wish, on what's going to happen tomorrow. For those of you who don't know, we're going to gather outside Darwen Town Hall, right at the main entrance there, at 10 a.m. And depending on the weather, we could have quite a good crowd. Certainly last year, when we did a similar event to commemorate the freedom of the Darwen Moors, the opening of public access to the moors, we had quite a few hundred people making the trip. And then, after some opening arrangements, very informal, the whole thing, I tell you, will be very informal. We're setting off to walk, it's about 2 miles up to the tower, but of course it's 2 vertical miles, which...
Tell them to bring the boots, Phil.
You will need suitable footwear. Certainly boots are ideal, or Wellingtons if you must. But there will be transport laid on for those who require it. Who feel they can't make that walking journey. We have a number of Land Rovers ready and available. They may have to make 2 or 3 journeys, so people will have to be patient, but we will get everybody up to the top, where we have a marquee set up, or will have. There will be brass band, there will be a few events to welcome you all there, and a little formal part where we'll have some speeches. Janet's going to say a few words. Janet Anderson, our MP, going to say a few words. The Mayor will be there. There will be a number of civic dignitaries present. And we will have a few gifts for everybody who makes the journey. Those who make it, whether by wheels or by foot, will get a little certificate, a badge, and for the young ones there's a stick of special Darwen Tower rock. For those of you who know Blackpool, you'll know what I mean. So that's about it, very informal, and we hope that we're just praying that the weather will be reasonable, and if it is, we'll have a great day. Is that all right, Bill?
I've been working on a family tree for 10 years, and I tell you what, there's so many Whalleys around here. But I wanted y'all to meet them, and I thank y'all for all coming, and I want to have some time to talk to you. I've been kind of busy, so I don't want to be let anything go by. I want to talk to you. Thank you.
Bill, can I just add that today 1 or 2 of us, the really enthusiastic walkers here, are going up to the tower after this breakfast, which Bill has very kindly laid on, in about an hour's time, to open a new route, which we're just publishing today. That's just a very small event, but my Chairman Eileen Entwistle is here from the council, and she's the person responsible, the person to blame if it all goes wrong tomorrow. Seriously, she's leading the team of people that are organising tomorrow's big event.
Well, I left out several of the councillors, Sue, Reed, and that group. And,
Bill Haffler for here. Bill sent me a replica of the tower, one of the castings you see around the fence downtown, and I tell you, I treasure that like I treasure some other things I've collected. Thank you very much, Bill. Y'all have a good time. He lives in Lower Darwen, very close to my family's graveyard. And he is an amateur, he's a member of the Darwen Amateur Radio Club. He's a radio ham, and this is his lovely wife. And I invite him here to tell you what he's going to do, and I'll bow out and let it with you.
Right, thank you. Darwen Amateur Radio Club, I've, over the last few months, been sending emails backwards and forwards to Wilton Ed, and it's all been arranged with radio amateurs over there that they're going to set a station up at the tower on Wilton Ed Island, and we're going up after this event to set up on Darwen Tower, and hopefully on the day, conditions aren't too good at the moment, but hopefully we're going to make contact. There's some of his family over there who are waiting to talk to a member of his family over here. And if all goes well, wherever they are, we're going to have a link down to the tower room tomorrow, and if contact's established, they'll be ferried back up and they'll all be able to have a talk, but that's if conditions are favourable. It took quite a bit of planning, but hopefully everything will go okay. So it's just another small event.
My daughter and part of her family, and my brother and my sister and their family.
Yeah.
Will be
over in Wilton Ed.
During the conversation.
So hopefully it will all turn out okay. Fingers crossed anyway.
But he looks like Whalley.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome today. Can I very briefly introduce to you Councillor Eileen Entwistle, who is the chair of Blackburn and Darwen Borough Council's Community, Leisure and Culture Committee. Eileen, would you like to welcome us?
Thank you, Eddie. Good morning, everyone. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls. I won't keep you too long, but there are a number of people we have to welcome and thank. All the ceremonies, events and speeches will be taking place at the Tower in about an hour's time. But for the moment, can I welcome you all to this special occasion to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the start of the construction of the Jubilee Tower. I especially want to welcome the Mayor and Mayoress of Blackburn with Darwen, Councillors Peter and Dorothy Greenwood, our Member of Parliament Janet Anderson and her family, and a number of councillors here today. We also have some very special guests who are descendants of people involved in building the tower all those years ago. Among them are Mr. and Mrs. Bill Whalley and their friends Mr. and Mrs. Richard Lowe, who have come all the way from South Carolina in the USA to be with us today. It was Bill's grandfather, Richard James Whalley, whose local company built the tower. Could I ask you please to put your hands together and give a warm welcome to our visitors from the United States. Thank you. I'd also like to thank representatives from many local organisations, including the Darwen Civic Society, the Darwen Centenary Historical Society and the Darwen Tower West Pennine Moors Recreation Management Zone Committee. In amongst that, I would also like to thank the staff of Leisure, Sport and Culture for all the hard work that they've put in to organise this event. But there'll be more of that when we get to the tower. Can I remind you to follow the countryside code, keep to the footpaths and keep dogs under control. And an important reminder, toilet facilities are open here at the Market Hall. There are none at the tower. So I hope you all have a good day and pray that the weather keeps fine. It's not too bad now. So enjoy the day and I'll see you all up top. Thank you. Right, another announcement, could Pat
My wife and
Dick and Pat Lowe please come to the entrance to the market to meet Mr. Whalley. He's anxious that he's lost you. Could you please make your way forward to the front, please? Now, could I just hand over to Eric Hatton of the Darwen Ramblers, who will be leading the walk. He just has a few words to say to you. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go up through Bold Venture Park. If you'll give me the chance to get somewhere near the front, and I'm sure that you realise that if I've missed my way, there's an awful lot of people who will tell me the way to the tower from here. When we go through the park, I would draw to your attention the beautiful war memorial, the lovely lodge, and we will be passing the monument to Richard Shorrock, whose idea it was to place that tower on the moor, which you will see as we go through past the lodge. And it is, of course, in memory of the freeing of the moors for the people of Darwen. So if you give me a couple of minutes, I'll get to the front and we'll get away. Thank you for your attention.
You know, I came back for the first time 16 years ago to see the tower for the first time in my life. I've always looked at it as a painting. It was a thrilling experience, and I came back also to trying to find my relatives. And I find I have more relatives here than I have in the United States. My only aunt lives here in Lancashire, and all my cousins are here, and I have no cousins or aunts in America.
That's amazing. So you've got to come all the way over to this side of the water to find out your family.
Yeah, and unfortunately, my name is Whalley, and there's a lot of Whalleys in this town. But I found, last time I was here, I found my grandfather, of course, who built the tower, is buried in Savannah, Georgia, at the Whalley plot there. But here at the Blackburn St. James graveyard, is buried my great-grandfather and my great-great-grandfather. Whalley. Yeah. And they're all Richard James and Richard. And it was a thrilling experience. It's a thrilling experience to be back, and I can't wait to get back to the top again.
Just to have a look at it. I mean, we talk about there is a replica of this particular building in South Carolina used as a lighthouse.
It's actually not a replica. It's shaped the same, octagon shape, yeah. And it's similar in appearance. However, it's built of steel and covered with stucco. Not anything like this. It'll be down more, and this will be still standing.
Yeah, this is a great testament not only to your grandfather and the people who worked on it, but the people of that era. The fact that this was built. I can imagine hauling all the bricks up here and building it at the top of it with the worst weather conditions at all.
Yeah, they quarried the stone out of the Red Death Quarry right here on the site, and the stonemasons are the ones to really be congratulated. Those are the ones that really did the hard work.
And this will be here long after we are gone, William.
That's correct. Yeah. But it's the life will be back, and to see all my relatives and my cousins. And if Renee, you're listening, I missed you yesterday. Renee Whalley, one of my cousins.
Well, I know you've got a lot of relatives here, and you're going to have to find them. You're going to dash up. We've grabbed you. You're going to do your official function as well with regard to the centenary. It's very nice to have chatted to you. Thank you.
They won't be back, so I'll see you. Cheerio.
Thank you very much indeed. William Whalley, and that's the gentleman who's talking there with a great deal of nostalgia. We tend to take it for granted, a great deal of nostalgia. That's quite amazing. All his relatives over here, and he hasn't got any.
Well, good morning, everybody. You've had the apology, and I, of course, add to that apology. We couldn't possibly have estimated the large numbers. But nevertheless, you are welcome, and thanks again for coming out. 100 years ago, that this was put up to commemorate the opening up of the moors. A great freedom 100 years ago for people to travel and walk in the countryside, which had never been allowed to before. So it was a great event. On this, the Darwen chain that I wear, there is the name of the mayor at that time, Councillor Huntingdon, and I'm sure he made a speech much better than mine, but I'm sure it was a grand occasion when this tower was first dedicated. So 100 years ago we have moved on, but the people and the community of Darwen are still intact. It proves today that the people still have that sense of identity with Darwen, and every credit for that. It is a marvellous turnout. It is a landmark event that you've taken the trouble to come here, to walk up and to arrive, to celebrate 100 years. Many people would call it a Victorian folly, but it would be a loss to the whole of Lancashire if Darwen Tower were to disappear. So we need people to enjoy the countryside, we need to enjoy our heritage, we need to enjoy our history. And congratulations to the people of Darwen 100 years ago, but even more congratulations to the people of Darwen today for keeping their community and their town going with such strength and such vigour. And I come into Darwen and I'm always overwhelmed by the degree of love for Darwen, and that's very, very important. And it's nice that the community centres round the town itself, that it has a civic pride, that it has a sense of history, and it has a sense that there are still things to do and still things to move forward to. It's unlikely that we will build any more towers, but the community spirit can be built on, it can be improved on, and there's a great deal working together that we can do. So congratulations to you all, and thanks for the organisers who've got it here. The slip-ups are due to yourselves, turning out in such numbers, showing such a commitment to Darwen. Nevertheless, we should have been possibly better prepared, a bit like the Boy Scouts. Next year we will be. So thank you very much for turning out. No, we're not having another walk next year. There'll be something else we'll be better prepared for, like Boy Scouts. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Could I now ask, we've had a special poem commissioned for this event, and our next event is to ask Mr. Jim Atherton to read you this poem that he's specially written for the 100th anniversary of the building of Darwen Tower.
In June 1997, I was asked by Blackburn Leisure Services to write a poem to celebrate the cutting of the first sod, which heralded the start of the building of Darwen Tower in June 1897. The recital which took place at the tower was spoiled by interference, so that is why this recording is being made today in better circumstances. Darwen Tower. Queen Victoria sat upon her throne, then yon in London town, for 50 year who cared dear, and with pride who worn her crown. To us up here in Lancashire, who've been a decent lass, so without us e'er jubilee, why we shouldn't let it pass without some sort of recognition, so we pondered mony an hour. Till one mon gied a bright idea, he said, what about a tower? So a committee gied their heads together, and they decided one and all, that it shouldn't be a small un, but one magnificent and tall, 80 feet, if that were right, and so their votes were cast, and it should be built from local stewin, one that's made to last. Well, stewin, there were no problem, for 'twere but 100 feet away. Red Delft supplied what were needed, it turned out at the end of the day. There were many fellas in the town as had worked with stewin afore, but none on 'em had ever worked way up there at moor. That winter of 1897 made some folk think again. But I tell you, them as were employed were dedicated men. Turf were cut, foundations laid, then upwards it did grow, throughout that right cold winter, though they were tossed with frost and snow. But every man plodded on, though he were a fearsome fight, till at last the tower were opened in September 1898. 3,000 folk turned out that day, from miles around they come, to see this Darwen tower of yours, for glistening dear its sun. Proud were all our townsfolk as they ventured up on moor, for Darwen had never witnessed out like this afore. William B. Whalley is amongst us, celebrating here today. We are honoured, for this here man has come for USA. He really cared, with no expense spared, for his grandad he did toil, to build this tower here in Lancashire, on good old English soil. So we extend a heartfelt welcome amongst us here today, and should his grandad aboon be listening, this is what we say. That did a greatly job for us, and we never shall forget. For though a century now has passed out, mate, that tower is with us yet. I know they'll understand that, for they were once just one of us, just a Lancashire man with a job to be done, and that bet on a fuss. In 1947, its top just blew away. Us Darweners were first saddened. Yet, the Commemorate day, for in 1972 we got a brand new dome. It was sandblasted and repointed while standing there alone. It looked magnificent. Aye, that's the word. It were a joy for all to see, an edifice to be admired, I think you must agree. When us service folk catch sight of it, when on leave or coming home, way back in them wartime days, why, we never felt alone. For yon pepper pot brought back memories from all them years afore, when we were but young childer, picking wimbries up at moor. I think it should be floodlit, so all around could see this wonderful dream, I say, as means so much to you and me. Long may it send its message to all both loud and clear, from this county grand, aye, best it land, for we fair love the Lancashire.
Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are here at the start will have heard us introduce Mr. Bill Whalley, who's come all the way from South Carolina in the United States. Bill is here with us, with his family and friends, and he just wants to say a word or two to you. And remember, his grandfather, his company was responsible for building Darwen Tower all that time ago. Bill?
Thank you. I won't say much, except I want to thank the people of Darwen for making this possible. Hip, hip, hooray, come on. Hip, hip, hooray. Thank you. Enjoyed my visit very much.
Well, now's the time for the presentation of the prizes, and Bill Whalley has very kindly agreed to do that for us for the fancy dress competition. I think we're just trying to round the prize winners up, so just bear with us a second or two. Right.
He's going to do it because you all don't understand how I talk.
Well, look, let me read out the winners for you. In reverse order, the third prize for the best pupil, it goes to Rebecca West. Can we have a round of applause for Rebecca? Okay, thanks. Also, the third prize to Rebecca School, which is St Peter's School for Darwen. Second prize goes to Thomas Blanchard. Thomas comes from Holy Trinity School. Of course, his school gets a second school prize. You're Thomas, oh good. I'm Thomas, you want to do that? That's Thomas there, yeah. Okay, you want to shake Bill's hand? Okay. Okay. who's this? Who's you? What's your name, dear?
Helen.
You're Helen.
Helen Dagger.
Helen. I haven't done a Helen. No. Sorry. All right, okay. Don't worry. Right, and the first prize goes to Laurie Lee Roberts of St Paul's. Is Laurie around? We'll find her in a minute.
First prize.
And of course, St Paul's School gets a school first prize. Just hang on to those, Bill. Okay.
We got this one here.
Well, we'll round up the prize winners as best we can. They're all here somewhere, and then we'll hand over the prize as soon as possible. Now we come to the final formal bit, and can I introduce to you, who doesn't need any introduction, your local Member of Parliament, Janet Anderson, who's going to unveil the plaque.
Thanks very much, Eddie. Well, first of all, can I just say I think this is absolutely brilliant, and thank you very much to everyone for turning out today. When we first planned to have the walk up to the tower last year to celebrate the public access to the moors, and then planned today, we never dreamt that so many people would turn out. And I hope this is going to be an annual event, and thanks very much for taking part in it, because we are very proud of our tower. And I think it's interesting that what we're celebrating today is public access to the Darwen moors, which is what the people of Darwen fought for, and the tower would not have been built if they hadn't achieved that. So at a time when we have a new Labour government, dare I say, whose slogan is very much for the many and not the few, I think it's very appropriate that we are here today. And as my 19-year-old son James said, and I think he's down there somewhere, he said, Mum, he said, you know, we're celebrating the centenary of building the tower at a time when we have a Labour government that is setting out to rebuild Britain, and that's precisely what we're doing. So thank you very much for being part of that. And I just want to finally say thank you very much to Bill and Joanne Whalley for being with us. We're very proud to have you here, and we know you're very proud of your connections with Darwen, and we hope that we will continue this friendship and that it will endure. Thank you for coming. Look forward to seeing you all again next year. So may I now officially say, Eddie, what do I say? Unveil this plaque which is above me here. I think someone's going to lift the flag up. Thank you very much.
We have managed to locate one of the prize winners for the fancy dress, and her name is Laurie Lee Roberts. This was the first prize for a £25 book token, Laurie Lee Roberts for St Paul's School. And of course, Laurie not only has she won a prize for herself, she's also won a prize for her school.
Okay. You hang on to get this to your mom now. Where's your mom? Where's your mom? Laurie?
No, wait. Just stay there a minute, though. Stay there, Laurie. Laurie. Laurie, look.
This is Laurie.
Here.
Where's your mom, Laurie? Go to your mom with your father.
We did also have a poetry competition, and we're not quite sure with all the numbers if the people are still here, but we'll do the announcement, and we'll ask our honoured guest if he'll do the prize giving again. The third prize for the poetry competition for a £10 book token was Lucy Boydcock. Is Lucy with us? There will also be a voucher which will be issued to the school as well. So not only has Lucy won a prize for herself, she's won a prize for the school. The second prize for a £15 book token was Hayley Atkinson from Avondale School.
Congratulations.
Again, a £15 voucher will be on its way to Avondale School. And the first prize from Swindle School, Kieran Whittaker. Is Kieran with us? A £25 book token for Kieran, and also a £25 book token will be on its way to his school. Congratulations to all the winners and runners-up. Thank you once again.
said it.
Transport.
Thank you all for being so patient. I hope you've enjoyed the day and enjoyed the meal. Could I just ask your attention now whilst the Mayor, Councillor Peter Greenwood, just says a few words, and then we've got one last presentation to make. Peter.
Oh, thank you, Eddie. It's nice to see you all back here, that you all made it back from the tower. There are quite a number of people have over the years been lost on the moors, but nevertheless you all managed to get back and we're pleased about that. The last presentation is appropriate for the day. The Darwen firm has made these towers, Shores of Darwen, as commemorative plaques for the VIPs, and it's nice that the Darwen business supports the community of Darwen, and it's always been an important element that the community of Crown and ICI and Shores have supported what's gone on in Darwen. So I'm very, very pleased to be associated with it, and I'm sure that our forefathers 100 years ago would not have believed how much interest and excitement has been created by their vision for Victoria's Silver Jubilee. But it was also to commemorate, of course, the opening of the moors. So it is an important occasion, and these freedoms are easily lost if we forget about them. So it's nice to see all of Darwen represented here today. It's nice to see Darwen people get behind what is truly theirs, that even Blackburn can't take Darwen Tower away from them. Not that we would... Not that we would wish to try. We try to put things into Darwen. So we're behind you as well, but congratulations to you all, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Could I now introduce Steve Allen and Michelle Crossland from Shores of Darwen. Steve and Michelle here. And the background is this, that Shores are celebrating their 100th anniversary this year of the business in Darwen. And they are, of course, a local company manufacturing terracotta, glazed brick and fire clay products. As part of their own centenary celebrations, they are producing replica towers like this for their own workforce, and they wish to present a small number to the special guests here today on this very special occasion for Darwen. So could I ask Stephen to do that, and I'll just read out the name if I may, starting of course with the Mayor, and ask if the Mayor will step up and receive one of these rather heavy towers. Just be careful with them.
Thanks very much. It now means that Blackburn has a tower.
Is Eileen here? Eileen Entwistle, the chair of the committee. Come on, Eileen. And Mike Johnson, our vice chair, wherever he may be. Is he still here? Is he gone? Well, we'll save it for him, okay. Janet Anderson, MP for... There you are. Now, I think the person who's probably got more towers than anybody in the world is Bill Whalley, our special guest from America. And we've got one more for him. Where are you, Bill?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Oh, this is a new replica. Oh, very good. I really appreciate this for the treasure.
Okay. Have we got Mrs. Sally Hayworth here, the chair of Darwen Civic Society? You're right in front of us here. Is Mrs. Whalley here, the chair of the Cenetary Historical Society? Mrs. Whalley here? I have a feeling she couldn't come.
No, she came yesterday.
That's right. But we'll save it for her. Okay. And Eric Hatton, where's Eric? Eric, come here. Our leader, walk leader, and chairman of the West Pennine Moors Darwen Tower Recreation Management Zone Committee. Thank you. Sorry. All right. Well, that brings an end to that part of the proceedings. Tony, have you got one last thing to do?
Just one last thing. Could I ask Mr. Brindle, please, just to say a few words of thanks? Thank you.
Lady Mayoress, MP for this area, and invited friends, I consider it a privilege to extend from the floor of the House a word of thanks and gratitude to the Mr. Walker, his wife and their family, for Mr. Whalley and his wife and family for this great event we've experienced both yesterday and today. Indeed, their deeds shall live on. I am here, an off-Cumden in a way, but my great-uncle was one of the stonemasons that built this wonderful edifice that we've witnessed today. He carried his dinner in a red handkerchief from Bristol each way. He refused to have digs, but it was a worthy occupation and he was working for a worthy firm. And the deeds live on that Mr. Whalley and his family have done in this area and abroad in America too. And it is something to build something worthwhile, and this is something worthwhile, and I'm sure Mr. Whalley and his family will see what a wonderful achievement it has been today, and all the response there has been, not only from Darwen and Blackburn, but from Settle, where I come from, and from the whole of Lancashire, and for the whole of Britain. We are indebted to Mr. Whalley and his family for a worthwhile edifice that stands for something that lasts, and we need things that last today, both morally and structurally, and you've played your part, sir. Thank you very much indeed.
Really don't take the credit. Grandfather really take the credit. People of Darwen take the credit.
Thank you.
Jim Atherton, our dialect poet who did so well up on the windy hill. We have one last presentation to make. Is he here? Jim? Jim. Come along, Jim. Thank you very much.
Very kind of you. Thank you very much.
Jim, turn this way. Just shake hands, but turn this way. To take a... No. Yeah, you're all right.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Madam Mayoress, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Very kind.
Thank you.